guys, everything okay? I hope you are doing well. We're getting to the end of our year. Today, let's talk about the review and check. All the topics, everything we worked with during these months, during the bimester, we're going to be dealing with today, yes? I'm just going to refresh your memory about the grammar topics. Simple present and present continuous, future forms, and present perfect and present perfect continuous. Okay? To start with, I have here simple present and present continuous. First, take a look at these examples here. I work at Positivo. I'm teaching you now. Or another example, I have 2 cats. I'm having English class. What can we talk about here? The main idea of simple present is when you refer to routine, frequency, and also non-action verbs. Pay attention here. I work at Positivo. This is my routine. This is what I do every day since long time ago. Yeah? So that's my routine. I have 2 cats. No action verb, because you cannot be having something. Or you have, or you don't have. So we have some verbs in English that are no action. The verb have, the verb need, want, love. You don't say, I'm liking you. You don't say, I'm needing you. You say, I need it, I need you, I want you, I like you, I love you. Yeah? These are verbs we normally don't use in the continuous form, just in the simple present form. Yeah? Remember that if we are talking about frequency, it's very important to remember the frequency adverbs. The frequency adverbs are always, sometimes, usually, hardly ever, never, always after verb to be or before the main verb. For example, I always watch TV. I am always tired. Verb to be, invert with the main verb. But you also have the adverbs, the frequency expressions, like twice a week, once a day, twice a year. These expressions go at the end of the phrase. I watch English classes every day. I go to the beach twice a year. So these are expressions of frequency, right guys? Remember that simple present is simply the verb. What is the difference? The difference is when you have a third person. Let's imagine here you put she. If you put she, it's third person. If it's third person, you need to change the S. She works at Positivo. Don't forget the exceptions. If you have here, for example, he, you can't have haves because haves doesn't exist. You have to put he has 2 cats. Yeah? So that's the first idea talking about simple present. Comparing simple present or present continuous, when do you use present continuous? When you talk about temporary actions or happening at the moment of speaking. I'm having English class now. I'm teaching you now. Of course, you need to have action verbs. Here, the verb have is action. Here, the verb have is no action. So that's the main difference. Remember that the structure of present continuous is always verb to be plus verb with ing. Okay? So this is the main difference between simple present and present continuous. Before we move to the other topic, let me just ask you two questions. What do you do? I am a teacher. What are you doing? I'm teaching. That's the exact difference between simple present and present continuous, okay? Be there, continue studying, and I'll be back in a few minutes with the future forms will, going to, and present continuous. See you soon, guys. We are back. We are back to talk about the future. When you talk about the future, we can have three main future forms. Will, going to, and present continuous. Okay? So let's understand how to use these future forms. Because normally when students think about future, they always refer directly to will. But will is not the only future form. We saw that during the bimester, and here's just to review. So let's review that quickly. We use will. Will always comes with a verb in the infinitive form. You use will for instant decisions. You use will for offers or promises. And you use will for future facts and also for predictions. Of course, I'm going to give you an example of each so you don't get lost. Instant decisions. I'll open the door. Oh, the phone is ringing. I'll answer it. It's instant decision. Offers. Oh, I'm very thirsty. Okay, I'll get you a cup of water. I'll help you with your bags because I'm offering help. Promises. I will always love you. I promise I'll pay you back tomorrow. Future facts. Next year, I'll be 44 years old. There's nothing I can do. I'll be that. And prediction. I think tomorrow it will rain. Did you see how we used will in all those sentences? They can be contracted or not. Remember that if you contract, you just put the ll. And the negative of will, you know it's won't. Okay, guys? We can also have going to. Remember that when you have going to, you need verb to be before going to. And you need another verb after going to. I'm going to study. I'm going to dance. I'm going to teach you now. That's the idea. When do you use going to? Predictions. But what's the difference between this prediction and this? Because this one is based on evidence. Yeah? Look at the sky. It's dark. I think it's going to rain. This is my prediction based on something I see now. Or you can use going to talk about plans and intentions. Okay? I'm going to travel next weekend. I'm going to the beach on my vacation. It's just a plan. I'm not sure about that. Remember that the abbreviation of going to is gonna. This is very informal and it's very common to find in music, in conversation, short conversation, in movies, etc. Okay, guys? And finally, we have the present continuous. But remember, earlier we talked about present continuous, but we talked about present continuous referring to the present. Now we are going to talk about the present continuous about the future. Be plus verb with ing. And the structure is when you talk about arrangements. What's an arrangement? Look at this example. I'm traveling next week. It's certain that I'm traveling. I have the tickets, I have the accommodation reserved, everything is already arranged. So this is different from a plan or an intention, okay? And it's even more different than just an instant decision or offer or promises. That's it, guys. So we have the three kinds of future: will, going to, and present continuous. And I'll be right back with the present perfect and present perfect continuous. See you soon. And here I am to finish, to conclude our review of the bimester with the difference between simple past and present perfect. So I'm gonna write an example here to you. I worked hard last night. Simple past, no problems. How do you know this is simple past? You have the expression last night. So this is finished. No problems, no doubts. When you have words like last, ago, when, yesterday, with these words, we normally use the simple past. Remember, guys, the simple past might be just the ed if you have regular verb, or the list of verbs that you need to memorize in case you have irregular verbs. Saw, run, was, got, forgot, etc. And let's compare with the present perfect. I've worked very hard recently. Did you see that the sentences are very similar, but here you don't have time specified. You are talking about something that started in the past and has a consequence in the present. So the consequence still exists in the present. And what's the structure of the present perfect? Remember, guys, have or has plus participle. Yeah? This is the main idea of the present perfect. Some words that are really important to remember when you have present perfect. Yet, ever, already, just, never. Okay? If you have these words, in most of the cases you'll have present perfect. Just to refresh your memory. Yet, when do you use yet? In negative sentences or in questions. At the end of the phrase, I haven't been to London yet. I haven't washed the dishes yet. Have you washed the dishes yet? But if you have an affirmative sentence, you use already. I've already washed the dishes. I've already been to London. And what is the difference between already and just? They're quite similar, but just means that the action was done that moment. I've just arrived. I arrived a few minutes ago. I've already arrived. Oh, a long time ago, but I arrived earlier than was expected. And be careful with ever. You need to use ever in questions, and of course, never in negative. Have you ever been to London? Ever means once in a lifetime. That's the main idea. So far so good, guys? And to finish, I want to compare present perfect with the present perfect continuous. Look at this example. I'm gonna write here. Present perfect continuous. I've been working for 10 years. Did you see the structure changed a little? I've been, you always have been, ing, for 10 years. Remember, you can use for when you talk about period, and you use since when you talk about specific point in time. So if you have verbs that are non-action verbs, you cannot use continuous form. You say, I've had my computer for 10 years. You cannot say I've been having, because or you have or you don't have. Remember at the beginning of our video, we saw the simple present and present continuous. The same idea of non-action verbs apply here. Present perfect continuous, action verbs. Present perfect simple, non-action verbs. That's it, guys. So this was our review. In our class, we are going to do the activities about review and check. So don't worry about that. We're going to have a lot of practice. Yeah? So do the exercises in the platform and I'll see you later. Bye bye, guys. Have a good day.